Well, hey, what's up, Emerald Coast? I'm your host, RJ Murdoch, and I'd like to go ahead and first wish my co-host, Chris Seaman, good luck today. He had some stuff he has to work with, but I'm going to be flying solo today. Today is Friday, June 19th, 2020, and another beautiful day here on the Emerald Coast. Lots of things to talk about today. We've had a really great week. We've had a lot of good interviews with the county commissioner, with Jeff Peters of the Fort Walton Beach Parks and Recreation, and on Wednesday to kind of top off the week, as well as our replay on Thursday, we got a chance to talk to Misty the Mermaid over there at the Island Resort on Okaloosa Island, and that was quite a treat and quite an adventure. One of my first forays out into the public with a new waterproof live streaming setup. Wasn't perfect, but that's what the show is. We're striving to be live as much as we can and trying to work as best as we can on a daily basis, and a lot of times we're talking about topics that are related to the Emerald Coast, and a lot of times we're finding stories that we're finding in the Northwest Florida Daily News. If you're not a subscriber, I recommend it. I mean, it's hard to go ahead and get good information about what's happening locally, and they do a pretty decent job. So I also like to go ahead and let's get some shameless plugs out of the way. If you're watching us on the Emerald Coast TV Facebook page. Oops. Not quite set up for that yet, have I? Yeah, so yeah, we're live on Facebook, but we're also live on YouTube, Roku, and Amazon Fire, all at the same time. So it's kind of a cool thing. And but we also do have a What's Up Emerald Coast Facebook page. I think we're up to 45 likes on that one. So if you get an opportunity, maybe not right now, but after the show, swing on over to that page. There's usually a link in the description below. And also, speaking of the comment section, I'm observing the comment, and now I'm like, we have the opportunity to be able to put some of your comments live on the screen. So today is going to be like, since I'm flying solo, it's going to be like open mic Friday for the most part. So let's go ahead and do a quick shout out to my buddy there, Drew Powell, who's wanting to have some seafood today. So it's good to hear from you, Drew. Anybody else who would like to wish to comment, you're more than welcome to. I am again flying solo, so I'll be pushing buttons and talking at the same time. So my train of thought sometimes drifts when I do something like that. Let's go ahead and see. Of course, we're always promoting CrabIsland.com. It's one of Chris's websites there, and Crab Island. We've been showing pictures, webcam pictures of it all week long. It's looking pretty gorgeous. If we want, we could probably take a look at it. What we got going on there today. We got a live webcam that is out on the Emerald Grand. So we go live with that, and yep, there we go. If you're traveling to Destin, now is the time to do it. Looks like the traffic is pretty clear eastbound and westbound, and the water is looking gorgeous there. So definitely is something to consider. Look at that. All clear on that road, and the boats are starting to assemble there at the underwater island, as known as Crab Island, very well known in these parts of the world. All right, so we also got some other shameless plugs to do, but actually, what I like to do most of the time is go ahead and do what national day it is today, and we usually get this information from the nationaldaycalendar.com. Today is quite a bit, and usually there's always a food item of some sort in there. So let's take a look at what we got to work with today. Well, if you don't already know it, today is National Flip-Flop Day. I'm not too sure about the origins, but I do know it means quite a lot in my family, because every National Flip-Flop Days, we all head over to Tropicana Smoothie to get ourselves a free smoothie. So I'm sure they're probably doing the same promotion. So go ahead and head on over there and get yourself a smoothie, but only if you're wearing flip-flops. What else going on today? Oh, for the geeks out there, National FreeBSD Day. BSD Day? What the heck is FreeBSD Day? Well, if you're not a geek, and actually, even though I am, I did not know this. But basically, it's a free open source operating system. You know, there's Windows, there's Mac, there's Linux, and then there's FreeBSD, which a lot of colleges use to help teach computer servers and trainings and apps and stuff like that. But you may not even know it, but several applications you use in daily life are actually using FreeBSD, such things as Netflix. Or if you use the app WhatsApp, it utilizes that operating system quite a bit. So for the geeks out there, it's National FreeBSD Day. All right, what else we got going on? Oh, it's actually National Garfield the Cat Day. Now, if you notice, you got whiskers and all this writing over here, but there's no cat there. Guaranteed that there's a copyright trademark on Garfield's image, so they just had to work around it. However, if you're a fan of the comic of Garfield, as I have been, and it's always a good thing to think. I haven't seen it in the daily news lately, so I wonder if whether we could probably bring Garfield back. No, I take that back. Garfield's usually in there. I hate to go ahead and make myself wrong. Oh yeah, right in the front. Should have known. As I started the show, I haven't really read the comics or do my Sudoku as much because I'm always trying to prep for what's the next topic we're going to be talking about on the show today. Well, all right, if you're a connoisseur of beverages, today is National Martini Day. This will probably be a great day for my father-in-law, since he is all about the martinis. He likes his with the olives and everything else. Grandpa Olson, go ahead and enjoy. Well, at least he's not Grandpa Olson to me, but to my kids, your martini for today. And also, it's National Take Back the Lunch Break Day. You know, a lot of us been working through lunch, and if you're watching us, I'm hoping you're watching us maybe while you're taking a lunch break at work. But a lot of times we've been working through lunch and not taking the time out to just relax or be sociable with our office mates. So that's what the whole idea behind National Take a Lunch Break is Good for Business Day. So, and what else we got here? And in celebration, every first Friday or the Friday before Father's Day, it is called Wear Blue Day. And basically it's for promoting men's health. It usually takes place the weekend of Father's Day, the Friday before the Father's Day. And basically it's just for gentlemen to remember to make healthy choices, have a healthy, active physical activity life and stuff like that. So making good choices. And all right, can't go out saying this, but today is Juneteenth Day. And I was not even aware of this until recently with some recent events, but Juneteenth is a day that is celebrated in almost 47 different states around the U.S. I think only North and South Dakota and Hawaii are probably the only ones that don't celebrate it. But it's interesting because it's actually celebrating the announcement of the end of slavery and the Civil War as known by the individuals in 1865 in Galveston, Texas. General Granger was actually able to finally make it to Galveston, Texas, to officially give the official word that the Civil War was over and that slavery has been abolished. So it was the first time, even though the Emancipation Proclamation was 2 years earlier than that, news kind of traveled pretty slowly back in 1863. And in 1865, only 2 months earlier, is when General Lee had surrendered to the Union troops, and the end of the Civil War began there. And I believe in May of 1865 is when the final surrender assignment was done. So it is celebrated. in Galveston, Texas, where it started, but all across Texas, all across many states in the United States, as the end and abolishment of slavery and the Civil War. All right, so that being the case, I think that's all the national days I have for today. There's some news out there in the daily news. We can talk about some of that. One of the things that I could see over here, and let me pull it up on our screen here, is there was actually a virtual forum yesterday where our House Representative in Congress, Matt Gaetz, hosted it. It was also attended by, I think, Rubio as well. And basically it was talking about one of the things it was talking about was the Futures Park, which they're planning on having just outside of Eglin, as a place where technology and military and educational academia can all work together. It sounds like a really great concept. The other thing that was talked about was the what's the right word saying? The offshore oil moratorium that was established, and it's going to be retiring in 2022. How important it is to keep that as a permanent moratorium, and whether what side you're on, Democrat or Republican, when it comes to the military, you have to admit, though, Matt Gaetz is very pro-military. So, and he's strongly supporting registration, at least in the House aspect, to make the offshore drilling and oil as not being available, not being in Florida at all, at least on the Gulf Coast here. So we'll give them some kudos for that. Another thing that's kind of on page 3 here about the state of Florida is utilizing video hearings more often, and basically what kind of created that requirement or that need was, basically on the coronavirus, is they basically had to go ahead and they could not bring prisoners back and forth to the courthouse. And one of the things that was holding off, or the requirements why you had to physically be present, was being able to be sworn in. But I think the Florida Supreme Court, if I got that correctly, actually said that now that it can be done over video. That opens up to being able to handle a lot more cases virtually, and thus saving some monies and utilizing technologies to verify that people are swearing properly and getting the right trial. One of the other things I thought was kind of interesting in today's paper was this gentleman over here who happens to come down and visit. I believe he's from, I want to say, Michigan. But he basically has been, Memphis. I knew it was an M. Making sand sculptures for many, many years. And lately he's been working on classic cars. So kind of a fun thing if you get a chance to see, go out there on the beach and you happen to see a really interesting sculpture. Do me a favor, take a picture of that and send it over to us. We'd love to be able to highlight that. Let's see what else we got going on. And then what was really cool, what happened yesterday, is that we have the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic. It's just kicked off. They had about 79 crews. Start off with a shotgun start. Actually, I've got that here over here. This actually took place yesterday. So about 79 boats were out there. And then off they go, heading out to start a weekend of fishing, which is celebrated over in Sandestin at the Baytown Wharf, where they do the weigh-ins at the end of the day. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, that is definitely something to consider. Let's go ahead and make sure we get that off again. Yep. All right, so that being the case, not much more to talk about in the news today. However, I will give you a little heads up on Monday. We're actually going to have a special guest, And let me pull him up again here. This is why I have Chris on the show, because while I'm checking, he can keep the conversation going. Miss you, Chris. Wish you were here. But you know, we in today's entertainment, there's an article by the local reporter Savannah Evanoff about Tim Jackson partnering up with Ike Bentley for a song that he wrote, and it was actually originally a song about basically a love, basically the love of your fellow man, but it just seemed appropriate for this time and age that it could be actually fit into what we're seeing now with everybody looking for acceptance and respect on all races and all people. So Tim Jackson will be our guest for Monday. So we're looking forward to having him on for that. So kind of a short show today. You can let me know on the comments in the Emerald Coast Facebook page whether I did okay, whether I did good or bad. Probably need some work. But hey, I'm the tech guy, but I love being on camera. And lastly, I'd just like to go ahead and provide an on-screen apology. I was trying to get as one of our interviewees for today, Savannah Evanoff, who wrote the article. That's going to be we're going to be interviewing the gentleman on Monday. I kind of asked whether she might be able to come on, and being kind of jokingly, not going to say jokingly, but of just being what's the right word? That's what I always have a problem with. In a humorous sense, I kind of asked, hey, it would be great to have you, because you know when I first met her or learned about her, she was doing the music reports on, or music articles on the Entertainer. It was day and night back then, and now I see her more involved. So I mistakenly said, hey, it's been great to see you go from music reviewer to full-fledged reporter. And then she kindly emailed me back and said, I thank you for the offer. However, I've always been a full-fledged reporter, and I've been doing many things even before Northwest Florida Daily News. So I like to go ahead and give out this public apologies. It was never my intentions to provide any sort of ill will or insult. I was just trying to be cajole, and it didn't quite work out. So lesson learned. Try not to find humor in late night emails to try to find next day's guest. Well, that's it for the show for today. I hope you enjoy a really beautiful weekend. It's Father's Day, so all your fathers, find something that you would like to be able to do with your friends and family, and just enjoy the day. Myself, a little bit of cleaning around the pool, do some pressure washing, but I think instead of going out there and trying to fight traffic, we might just go ahead and do a little crab and shrimp boil in the backyard. So that to me sounds like the perfect way to spend some time on Father's Day with those you love. All right, have a great day, weekend, and take care. See you on Monday.